What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece treasure cruise video. So in today's video, we are back with a treasure map preparation team building video. So obviously these are going to be the teams that I'll be using in the treasure map, and the teams that I ultimately use, they may differ, but honestly, judging by how easy this treasure map is, I don't think I'll be altering my teams that much. In previous treasure maps, the videos where I've done, videos breaking down my own personal teams, I've definitely changed them up and swapped around some characters as the treasure map has progressed. But this time around, honestly, I don't see myself changing these teams around all that much. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing is first, because we do have the massive point boosters, we will be going ahead and putting them on our main teams. Now, of course, we're going to run the Robin friend captain with a Robin sub, and then as our main captain, of course, we are going to be using Douglas Bullet. This is going to be the most optimal team composition already, just with 3 characters. That's already a 7.26 times point boost. And then as well, we're going to be running the Brook because we have him and is a high point booster, and of course we are going to be running the Chopper, who is a really nice utility unit that gets around a lot of the debuffs that gets inflicted here. Now, as for the final position, there are lots of different characters you can put in here. Obviously, it should be a character from the 1.35 times pool, and the character that I choose is going to be the Akainu and Fujitora, just because of their special ability granting us a full board of matching slots under Douglas Bullet, as well as they have a really powerful switch ability to get us an orb boost, which is pretty nice to have. Remember, against Luffy, your chain will actually be lowered. I think it's a chain lock for 5 turns on the final boss fight. Chopper will remove that. Another character that can remove chain is actually this guy, I think. He removes the chain coefficient reduction, which is good for the Smoker fight. The Smoker fight gives you chain coefficient reduction, the Luffy fight gives you chain lock. So there was a bit of confusion there. The Luffy fight as well on the final boss, he actually will special bind quick units, I think Psy units, and something else. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know he definitely will special bind quick units. So this Brook gets special binded, but of course with his special ability, it's based on the perfects you hit in the previous turn. So as long as you hit 4 perfects in stage 6, you can carry a buff into the next room, meaning that, him being special binded is not a big deal. A character you can run on the Luffy team that I suggested in my preparation video would be like Colosseum Magellan. The thing about it is he has his own sailor ability that resists silence on himself by 3 turns. So when Luffy applies silence to him or special bind, he just completely removes that, which is good. And he will grant you a conditional boost. So if you have Colosseum Magellan, I would strongly suggest putting him on the Luffy team if you don't have many good characters against the Luffy fight. The Smoker team is essentially going to be the exact same thing. So we're going to be running Bullet, and we're going to be running, well actually, wait, how do we do this? Because sometimes this gets a little bit sketchy. So we're going to be running the 2 Robins there. We're going to be running the Brook, we're going to be running the Chopper, and we're going to be running the Akainu and Fujitora. Legitimately the exact same boss. Now, you see it's a 34.3. I believe this is the highest point boost you can possibly get. This is not including the bird that you run into in the middle of the treasure map, because that will give you an additional 1.5 times point boost. So this is a lot of points. I think this is the most optimal team that you can run for this treasure map, so really looking forward to using Douglas Bullet in this treasure map. The next one is Kid and Killer. Kid and Killer, basically they despair you for 6 turns, so this guy's going to be the one that you want to be using, the Bej and Apu from the Stampede raid, as they reduce despair by 4 turns, and they give you an orb boost to 2 separate classes. So we can actually go ahead and run these guys. You can run them as a captain for more points, but personally I'm not going to be opting for that because they're a little bit annoying to use because they are a 2.5 times captain. The character that I will opt to use as a captain is going to be Zephyr, because he is just a much more efficient captain to use. He has a great special ability as well, so that's going to be really nice to have. Another character we can use that because I already have these teams kind of planned out, but I want to give you guys explanations. I'm going to be running the Foxy and Warple because they're just a point booster character, the high point booster, and the fact that they are int. You want to be running predominantly quick and int characters for this fight against Kid and Killer, because if you don't, then you're going to be getting attacked down for, I think it's, strength, psi, and dex characters. Those characters will get attack down for 19 turns. So to completely avoid that, just run quick and in characters. That's basically it. So you alleviate the attack down. They also have the despair, which we already talked about, and they make all of your orbs psi and int. So you can run the Halloween Boa Hancock because your captain's orb needs to be Psi or Int in order to get her special abilities to activate. So you can actually get both of her effects to activate on this team here. And as for the final character, well, it's kind of like put in whatever we want. The most important characters is going to be this character here, the Apu and Capone. And then after that, you can put in whatever you want. Zeph is just a really good option here. But I'm just going to put in the Magellan and Hannibal just because they have the ability to give us a color affinity boost, which is pretty good to have. Now moving on to Hawkins. Hawkins is pretty straightforward actually. One of the easier boss fights. He just has a counter that gets applied to his team. So puts up a counter and after turn 2, he reflects damage back to you. So the way that in my head that I thought about this is definitely utilizing Shiki. So I want to be using Shiki. However, I'm not going to be using him as a captain. The main reason for that is because V2 Big Mom is a much more optimal captain. The reason for that is because Shiki's captain ability, he is a little bit more annoying to use, having to hit in a certain color order, and you can see his HP boost is a 1.35, which is good, but when you look at V2 Big Mom, V2 Big Mom gives you a 2 times HP boost. So running double V2 Big Mom makes Shiki's damage way, way higher. So I would suggest running this sort of team here if you have the characters available. And basically, you can just one-hit Hawkins just with the Shiki special ability. Plus, you got to remember, when you pick up the treasure map bird, you get stat boosts as well. So that only amplifies the HP of this team even more. This will be easily over 100,000 HP, which will deal absurd amounts of damage towards Hawkins. And even after activating that special ability, you can still just attack even if you don't kill him. So as long as you kill him in 2 turns, you're good. So this is definitely going to be the best way around it. And we can come back to this team later. All we got to do is just fill it in with rest of the characters, because we're only using the Shiki special, and that will kill Hawkins. So that's the way that we're going to be planning that. Now, Drake and Urogue, this is actually a really cool opportunity to get some EXP. Even on the JP side of the game, they do suggest to run Legend Jack, or they have their example team being Legend Jack. I will be using Jack as a friend captain, but I will be using Treasure Map NL as my main captain. Now, people might be wondering, why the hell would I do that? So, yes, NL is a lower point booster. That is not really a big deal, because there are so many 1.35 point boosters we can chuck on this team, so it's not really a big deal. But the thing is NL's captain ability is so good because you can just wave clear rooms over and over again, make it to the boss room, and then you can just win. So NL is a great captain. Even though he's not a high point booster, he's just really useful to have. He makes running the treasure map much more smoother, and that's what I would prefer. Because these point booster teams are so high for the Smoker and Luffy, which grant you the most amount of points, these teams, it doesn't matter as much to, you know, inflate the amount of points on these teams. It's definitely a better idea to put your highest point boosters on the intrusion and the final boss fight team in order to get the most out of treasure map. So with this situation here, we get EXP because we can use the host ship, and we can also use Jack. Because each of these characters are boosted, they get -3 cooldown. With sockets, it's another 2 cooldown, plus the host ship is an additional 1 cooldown. So that'll give us 6 turns of cooldown reduction at the start of the fight. Now, another way just to get around this as well is we can use Treasure Map Big Mom, because with her special ability alone, we get a full board of G orbs and all of her boosts, and that's going to be more than enough damage to take down Drake and Urogue for an infinite amount of time, pretty much. And at this point, we can just chuck in like point booster characters, and that's it. So we can just chuck in like the Kid and Killer. I was trying to spit it out. Kid and Killer, who also have type advantage against Drake and Urogue, such as Jack as well. And Big Mom herself has also got type advantage. And then the final character I will put in is this guy right here. Now, I could put in another strength unit, but we do need a strength unit for the Hawkins team, remember, because V2 Big Mom, you need one of every color in order for her captain ability to activate. So we need to make sure that the team is, planned out correctly. Bedge is probably the most difficult of these mini bosses right here, and the reason for that is because he has a special bind that gets inflicted to your entire team. He also has a damage reduction shield for 3 turns, and he also will give you either block or type orbs. So the way that we're getting around this, we're going to be using Colosseum Law as a sub. Make sure to use him as a sub, by the way, because that's the only way he gets his Sailor ability to activate to resist special bind on himself, and then you can use his special ability to remove it on your entire team. And he also gives you an attack boost as well. So we're going to be running the Colosseum Law, and then in order to get around the Rainbow Shield and the block orbs, we can actually use Rare Recruit Karina. If you have her, make sure to put her on the Bedge team. Makes running it so much more smoother, and then we can fill it out with basically whatever we want. the team that I am planning to use here is V2 Mihawk, because V2 Mihawk is very, very fun to use. We can actually put in this character right here, the Summer Margaret, who is a slasher character, actually. If you have Douglas Bullet as well, this is a really good character for Douglas Bullet, by the way. A 1.75 times attack boost to the 3 colors that Douglas Bullet actually boosts, and adjacent orbs intermatching reduces paralysis by 2 turns. This character is actually really, really good. We are going to be using her on this team here, mainly just because she's a slasher character and she's a higher point booster. And for the final character, just to pad out the team, is going to be V2 Zoro, because you got to remember that when you actually kill Capone, he actually revives with 20% or 30% of his HP, and he summons 5 mob characters. So after killing him on 1 turn, we can just use the Zoro special to do like massive AoE damage to just kill everyone else, because yeah, 120 times his attack in AoE damage, and then with all the cooldown reductions and the ship cooldowns as well, he will be ready upon the revive, so you can just spam his special, and it makes things a lot easier. So basically all the teams are pretty much built right now. We can go back to the Hawkins team. So remember, we do need a strength character. We need a dex character. We already have a quick and an int. So we need a psi, a dex, and a strength character. So in order for us to pick up this, we can pick up this guy, which is a strength unit. We can pick up this, which is a dex unit. And then we need a psi unit, so we can put in this. There we go. Done. We're done. We've got all the colors, and we're good to go. So to give you guys just a quick rundown of these teams. So this is actually the team against Kid and Killer. With everything activated, make sure to use Zephyr last to guarantee you the full board of orbs. So remember that this is with a 30% health cut on top of it, and this is not including the treasure map bird for additional stats. It's nearly 17 million HP done, so that's like, yeah, like this team is completely fine. No problems there against Kid and Killer. Against Hawkins, remember, we are going to be using this team here. So let's actually just have a quick look here. We're going to actually change this to Big Mom, so that the dual unit is set correctly. Now, we can use the double Big Mom special. We can use like the special to get a chain lock and all her boost as well. But you can see we have 91,000 HP. This is not including cotton candies. This is not including the bird giving us additional stats. This is easily going to be way over 100,000 HP, which will deal like over 3-4 million damage with the Shiki special. And again, even if we don't kill him after that, we have 2 turns of regular attacks to kill him after that. So not really a big deal. This team will be quite fine against the Hawkins boss fight. The Urogue and X Drake team. So remember that we are basically only using the Big Mom special, and it will be ready by the time we reach the final boss fight without stalling. So we can use the Charlotte Linlin, and that's doing 4 million damage. Remember, that's not including the ability with the what do you call it? The bird. It's not adding the bird on top of it. So yeah, this team's going to be quite good. 5 million damage, and remember, we have 2 20% health cuts here as well. We have his 500,000 damage with specials as well, so not really a big deal there either. This team could be a bit iffy, but I don't really think it's going to be that big of an issue. We're going to go ahead and have at least these orbs guaranteed with the adjacent orbs done here. We can have 1 Mihawk special active. We can have the Trafalgar Law special active, and this is going to be doing 10 million damage with the treasure mode bird on top of that, and cotton candies, that's even more. And after the revive, we can use the Zora special and another Mihawk special, and we can even use this Margaret special to get another adjacent orbs matching. So yeah, this team again is not really going to have any issues, and Mihawk does do a health cut upon his special activation as well, so pretty good there. And of course, the Douglas Bullet team goes without saying, being the most optimal team that you could possibly build here. We're going to use a Kainu here as the main unit, and then we can just use this to get a full board of guaranteed matching slots. We can have the Nico Robin special and the Brooke special active on the 2 times attack, and you can use the switch ability to get another 1.5 times orb boost as well, which is not added here. And again, the treasure map bird adds additional stats here as well. The Douglas Bullet special is a health cut and also does end of turn damage, so this is not going to be any problems whatsoever against Smoker or the Luffy boss fight. But there we go, guys. That's the full rundown of all the teams that I'll be using in the upcoming treasure map against Smoker. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.